Hey guys, it's July the 18th, 2013 today, and I just had a few little tidbits that I wanted to throw together into a video. They don't really have anything in relation to each other, but it's just stuff I wanted to say. I'm on the US Mint's website right now, and it looks like they haven't updated the totals in July at all since Monday when they did that last update. Except a couple of days ago, they made a little fat finger error, and I captured it at the time. I'll show that footage now. July 16th, I just wanted to record this because it's kind of funny. Look what they've got for July. 27 million. That brings the yearly total up to 52. Whoops, bit of a typo there. As you can see, what happened is somebody entered the total 27,575,000 ounces as July's total, and that caused this total to be 54 million, which is exactly twice as high as it should have been. So when that kind of thing happens, and it's obviously, there's no doubt about it that it's obviously an error. If you look back, you can realize that the biggest month in history was 7 million. So for 27 million to show up suddenly in one day, it makes absolutely no sense. And yet, Silver Doctors, you may know that website, ran with it and said that this is probably an indication that silver's going to the moon, and hurry up and buy at current prices. And then there's a little advertisement there saying, oh, well, we're selling. Here it is. So, you know, that website has discredited themselves so many times. Anyone still using it is at risk of discrediting themselves. And really, you should just stay away from websites like that. Another one, kingworldnews.com. And that's going to ruffle some feathers, but that's a website that absolutely is just filled with propaganda, slanted completely, doesn't allow any public feedback or rating of their offerings. So, you know, it's just got all the hallmarks of propaganda pieces and propaganda machines, and you should really stay away from stuff like that. It is okay, in my opinion, to visit and view these websites and to get ideas for further research, but do not link to these websites and do not believe anything they say. This is the Bitcoin chart going back several months. Each bar is 3 days. Actually, I can look at a longer term chart here. And I wanted to mention something about Da Vinci J15. He's the guy who was mentioning Bitcoin ever since the very beginning, and trying to get people to be at least interested in having a look and learning and seeing if it was something to look at or not. And he thought that it was. And you know, while I haven't agreed with everything he said about Bitcoin, he has been almost completely on the mark, in my opinion. And a couple of predictions that he made, I just want to point out. He told people to get into Bitcoin back here when it was $1, or even less than $1 at times. You know, he was talking about it during all those early days when it was, you know, fluctuating in and out of being worth less than or more than a US dollar, and people were having trouble understanding how something that wasn't real, like the US dollar is real, but how something that wasn't real could be worth more than 1 unit of fiat currency. Well, it turns out it can be worth a lot more than 1 unit of fiat currency. It can be worth 90 right now. And it has been worth up to 250 in the past. Let's zoom in a little bit. And so that was one of the predictions he made that was really good. And the other one was, just after it crashed, and I can't find him saying this, but I remember him saying this, he said, it went back up to about 150 or so, and he said, don't buy now. Just wait. It will reach 66, and then it will come back up to 100. And I've been watching it since then, and it never did hit 66. But then, a couple of weeks ago, it started to trend downward, and it went down below 100, and it kept going, and it went down and down and down, and lo and behold, it bottomed at exactly $66, and it came back up to exactly $100, and now it's at 90. So Da Vinci hasn't said anything about that, and I know him a little bit off of YouTube, just a little bit, and I know what kind of person he is, and he hasn't said, I told you so. He's never come out and said that, but he has made a couple of incredible predictions that could be written about in textbooks, for example. Maybe he guessed, I don't know, but this is a guy that knows more than anyone else about Bitcoin. So if that if that guy just happened to guess it right, it would be a strange coincidence. I think he actually knows what he's talking about. And I just wanted to say, hey, Da Vinci, you're pretty cool by me, and you know, I don't own any Bitcoin myself. You have advocated it, I know. just on principle, I am going to watch this thing. I said I was going to watch it, and that's all I'm doing. I'm just watching it. And but you have made the predictions that other people were afraid to make. You stuck your neck out there. You got ridiculed. You got threatened. And you were absolutely right. And I know you're not going to say it, but I'm going to say it for you. Da Vinci told you so. I checked CNN today, and there was something really new and interesting there. No, I'm not talking about Detroit filing for bankruptcy. No, I'm not talking about the stock market making brand new all-time highs. That's not new or interesting. I'm talking about this. Apparently, all the gold in the world, well, all the gold in the universe, is from collisions between dead stars. It was previously thought that the only way that gold could be made was at the center of a supernova, which is when a star explodes. But now the theory is that there's another way it can be made, and in fact probably a more likely way that it's made, a more prolific way for gold to be made, is when two neutron stars, which are actually just the cores of stars that have already exploded, collide together at an extremely fast speed. And this doesn't happen very often, but it happens enough to provide the universe with a little bit of gold. And of course, as it ages, the universe is getting more and more golden. And we're not just talking about gold, we're talking about other elements like uranium, silver, platinum, and all these the larger elements that can't be made just in the center of a star as it's burning, or when the star explodes. It has to be made through collisions between stars, apparently. That's pretty darn cool. That's about it. I know this video mentioned Bitcoin, and it also shat on King World News and Silver Doctors, which among some circles are popular sites. And so when you mention Bitcoin, you often get a lot of people that don't like it, and when you shit on people's websites that they like, they don't enjoy it, and so I expect some flack on this video. I don't really care. I'm not doing a video to get people to click on the thumbs up icon. I really don't care if they click on that icon or not. I do videos to get my voice out there and hopefully make people think, so mission accomplished. Talk to you guys soon.